Hi, and welcome to another Edinburgh vlogging experience. So, today I was totally not gonna film something for my channel. I'm quite sure even now that if I had just edited what I had, that it could make sense. Like this is just unnecessary. You can go thrift shopping and edit at any time and it would probably remain quite stable. So I got my face done and now I'm like, I have to film something and put it into the interweb because no one's gonna see it if this video doesn't happen. So this is why I'm doing a brief intro. And I want to keep it as relevant as possible because this video was gonna be a vlog. But I found I talked a lot more about clothing and shopping and not much about what I was actually doing, so I'm gonna make it concise. If there's anything an arts degree can do for you, is make logical-ish decisions sometimes. I'm just kidding, I love my arts degree. But yes, I'm gonna make it concise AF and we're just going into the thrift shopping. But before we begin, I thought I would share what wisdom has been passed on to me as an Edinburgh thrift shopper. So basically, I find in London there's not a huge thrifting culture. There probably is somewhere like in Shoreditch or something. With where I'm familiar with, there's not a lot of thrift shopping. But in Edinburgh, it's huge. You could go down Nicholson Street and there's scattered everywhere thrift shop on thrift shop on thrift shop, and they're all different. So you have like Oxford Fam, and then you have like St. Mary's Hospital, and then they all have different things, and it's like you go into a shop and like it's flooded with people and you feel like, great, we're all going towards sustainability and buying used clothes. I think what helps most is going to the right thrift shops. So basically, the rule of thumb is to go where all the rich people live. So this could be places like Stockbridge, around Leith, Morningside, Bruntsfield, that area. It's where all the bougie rich people live. So when they're done with their clothes, they're gonna donate it to those shops. Maybe. There is a higher chance. Like, they're not gonna drive to Nicholson to give their clothes away. They're just gonna go to what's closest to them. So always go to the rich areas to buy clothes. But anyway, really hope you enjoy this thrift shopping video. And yeah, I'm really not going ham on buying things. I went to buy things that I'd actually know I'd use for a long time. So it's not going to be a huge haul, but it's nice to get an idea of what you might be able to find at an Eddie thrift shop. Jacket one. I think it's a little too big. Second one, I think this is also a bit too big. It's just like the shoulder area a little better, but it's still huge. Success! So I'm back at Soph's. I went down to Princess Street and then Grassmarket, the uni for a bit, Edinburgh Uni, and then now I'm back and I'm so tired. I think it's just because it's super drizzly and gross today, but also that I never realized how Edinburgh required so much walking. This is the bag. I'll show you a bit of a haul of what I've gotten today across all my little shopping sprees. I got these two books from the thrift shop. This one is called Exposure, and it essentially follows the tale of Rob Billet, who is a lawyer, and he kind of, from what I understand, because I only read it in brief, he's essentially fighting a corporation on the fact that they had used a specific chemical that poisoned water, and this had been harmful to a farmland. And so I think the lawyer is just essentially telling his story about how that happened and how that came to be. The second book I got is called Autonomen, and I got this one because my friend Sofa said this was a classic, and so I felt obliged to read it and be informed. She said it was really good, and it's fiction. I'm a bit nerdy, and I love books about economics, business, sociology, political science, so non-fiction stuff, but I love fiction if it's good. After a few months of explaining this to people, I finally understand what I'm trying to say a lot more. What I'm trying to say about fiction books is that it's hard to find a really good fiction book. So in my experience, I find that it's really hard to find a fiction book that like hits you in the soul and that makes sense and that's logical and doesn't follow a same written course of every other fiction book. Like, I'm not joking, every teen fiction book has the same story, but they dress it in different colors. Like, girl is nerdy. She likes to read books. Boy is a jock. He does not like to read books. Some fateful event where they meet. Some third variable girl that comes in and is evil and is rich and hot and pretty and fancy and tells the guy he should not date a nerd. Guy fights resistance to date nerdy girl. Nerdy girl gets upset somewhere along the line. She's upset because he says something offensive about nerds or something. He realizes he's an asshole, apologizes to nerdy girl. Jock guy, nerdy girl get together. And that's literally almost every single fiction story. If it comes in a colorful cover and it's got like a cliche name like Dates in Paris or something, like that's literally gonna be what the book is about. And there can be like, you know, variations on it. Oh, Arabian princess meets peasant man falls in love, but they're literally the same thing, and I'm tired of reading books like that. Really, like, isn't there so much more to talk about? Can't you add more spice or more flavor or more difference or just anything that's not about this like generic A, B, C experience? Also got, so random, I also got a little piece of Honey I Washed the Kids, and I tried the body spray and I kind of want to get that as well. I used to have the Rose Jam Lush body spray, but that one was a tiny bit too strong for me, but this one is really light and it makes me smell like honey, so if I'm down there at another time I might just get it. So I first got this jacket. I don't know, this is the first jacket I got, and I love the sleeves. Like, I just saw it hanging and I was like, damn. And it's got like a bit of purple to it. You can see that, and just these awesome gold buttons, just like that. And this one was £28, and it says Brathia Wool Royal Navy Uniform. I think £28 is a steal because it's such a high quality jacket, and I just love how it has a feeling of history to it. Like, it just feels like it's got a story that rests within it. It's funny because my inner Asian side came out and I was like, is this haunted? Is there gonna be like ghost experience that comes with this blazer? I don't know if you're spiritual, but sometimes like my mom, she's like super spiritual, so she'll be like, oh, like this is possessed, or like, oh, this is haunted, or like, oh, I saw a ghost at the door. And so a part of me couldn't help but think about ghosts, and I'm like, am I gonna get a full experience with this jacket? Like, it's not just the jacket anymore, it's like an embodiment of a certain time. Anyway, that was just my wacko thoughts in a thrift shop changing room. But yeah, I really like this one. And this is the second one. So this one was less money than the first one. This one was £15, and it's called Spearhead Khaki Uniform. And I love this. I honestly think it's a tiny bit too big for me around the chest, because I think it was made for a 40-inch chest. And so it's a bit boxy, but I just couldn't get over the buttons. And It's just so cute. It looks like this, and it's just so soft. The material's just so nice. It looks like this, and it's got the top little shoulder pad with some embellishments, and then it's got a patch on the side which is spearhead, and it's so cute. The only down thing about this is that it's got a few scuffs. It's got a few scuffs here, but I feel like it adds to the character of the jacket, because the girl, before she sold it to me, she's like, are you sure you want it, because it's got these scuffs around here and it's final sale. And I was like, yeah, I like it because I feel like it adds a bit of grunge to it. Personally, I'm only picky with buttons. Like, I'm like, if there's a missing button, I will not buy it, even if it's the nicest jacket ever. Because I find with buttons, it's not like you can go to the shop and buy the same button. It's like, for me, my OCD kicks in and I'm like, I know there's a missing button. That destroys the synchronicity of the jacket. But yeah, this one was really cute. I couldn't let it slide because it was only 15 pounds and it's such good quality. Like, the material is just so nice, and it's like when you wear it, it looks like a proper blazer jacket. Like, it doesn't look like it's about to fall apart. It doesn't look like it's made of cotton. It looks like proper. And yeah, I love how, let me show you, I love how inside there is a pocket, but also I love how there's a like an emblem that shows you like what it's made of, who made it, what the tailor was, what year it was made. So it's just like super vintage, and that's what I love about it. Let me show you. For instance, this one says it's made in 1983 and what it's kind of made of and how you can clean it. And then this one also tells you who the tailor was and where it was kind of made. Oh, will it focus? So this is what this one looks like, and you probably saw it in the fitting room. Sorry, the lighting is not the best, but this is what it looks like on. Yeah, this one fits really well, more so than the other. And this is the other one. Wow, they look the same because the lighting is just so dark. But this one is a bit baggier, but it kind of cinches for some reason at the back, so it still doesn't look bad. And I love the sleeves, like, to die for. But yeah, this is what this one looks like. So all in all, I think these were such great finds, and I feel like it's gonna be one of those jackets that, like, one day I'll be strolling in Vancouver and I'm gonna be wearing this like on a visit home, and someone's gonna be like, oh, where'd you get that? And I'm gonna be like, I got it in like Edinburgh at a vintage shop. Like that kind of vibe. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's so unique, and it's funny because I don't know, I didn't want to be culturally insensitive. Like, I'm not sure how wearing something that may have been from the army or may have been from a different era and maybe have been contentious, like I didn't know how to navigate that. So I asked the girl at the shop, I was like, is it okay if I wear this down the street? Like, will people be like, why the hell are you wearing a Navy uniform? But she said if she doesn't think it's weird at all, and she said maybe it's because that kind of time is now not as prominent as it was before, and like people don't really think about these things maybe as much as they used to. So yeah, now I'm just gonna be looking like a commanding sergeant for the rest of my stay here. But yeah, great find. So all in all, I spent 43 pounds, which is around 75-ish Canadian dollars for two really nice wool jackets. So I am very happy about it. I'm gonna have to find a way to move it all back to London, but it's fine. It'll all be fine. And this is the end of the video. I don't know why I was so excited for that, but it is, and I hope you enjoyed the thrifting experience I had in Edinburgh, and I really hope you check out the thrift shops in Eddie and go to the Armstrongs, go to the one in Grassmarket. Since you watched this whole video, side tip, the one at the bottom of Grassmarket is like, there's one on Nicholson and I went and it wasn't that great, but like, the one on Grassmarket, trust me, go. They have a lot of stuff. You'll love it. But yes, this is the end of the video, and I'm saying goodbye. And yeah, bye. Thanks for watching. And I got my AirPods for my social introverted aesthetic. I'm gonna wear a jumper and a long trench coat because I think it's gonna be so freaking cold, and the dress goes up to my knees so it's not super short.